What's a movie most people completely missed the point on? The same people who idolize Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street are the same schmucks who would lose their life savings to him. He fed on people who were equally greedy and ignorant. Basically today's hustle culture. Most mob movies, but specifically Goodfellas. So many people say that Goodfellas glorifies the mob, and I just don't see how anyone could interpret the movie like that. Yay, we see them have a bunch of luxurious items. But I'd say the film does a pretty damn good job of showing you the mafia isn't glorious. Everyone who dies in this movie dies a horrible death. A lot of them were killed by people that they'd consider their friends. You see the main character ruin his life. By the end of the movie, he's a paranoid coke addict who's forced to live in witness protection. IDK how anyone can get the impression that being in the mob is something special from this movie. Whiplash. It's about the hatred and alienation that comes with obsession. No, Dad. It's not about how discipline and practice will make you good at music. Full Metal Jacket. It was trying to make a point about the dehumanizing effects of war. Instead, people just thought that Hartman was funny and quoted him endlessly, not appreciating that he himself was a traumatized WW2 veteran training young men to go and suffer the same fate as him, or worse, in the name of patriotism, and seemingly oblivious to the irony of the situation. Into the Wild was not supposed to inspire wanderlust or desires to leave one's life to go live a simple life in the wild. Starship Troopers. Pretty much everything it got criticized for was very much the point. Romeo and Juliet. Not sure if that counts. But that might be the most widely misunderstood story ever. The Great Gatsby. Finding Nemo. Sales of pet clownfish increased a lot after the release of the film. Inception's ending. Arguing about whether the totem fell over is completely missing the point. He doesn't care anymore. Scarface. No, Tony Montana is not a winner, he's a loser. 500 Days of Summer. Zooey Deschanel's character didn't treat Joseph Gordon-Levitt's unfairly. She's just living her life and he expected her to change his with her manic pixie dream girl magic. She didn't want to, and left him because he couldn't understand that that wasn't her responsibility, and she wasn't actually a manic pixie dream girl after all. The movie sets us up to think she is, but then sucker punches us when she turns out to be a real person, and JGL's character has to learn about love the hard way. But then does he? At the end he meets a girl named Autumn, and it's implied that maybe he's starting the whole cycle over again. They tell us right at the beginning that it isn't a love story. It's a story about love, and they mean it. The Godfather movies. It's not just about Michael's rise to the power, but his eventual downfall and failure to truly replace his father. Told a buddy I was excited to see District 9 when it was around, and he ended up going to see it the weekend before me and my spouse could make it in. When I saw him again Monday, he was like, "Do not go see it. It's so bad." We ended up leaving the theater early. It was that bad. Which really confused me since it had pretty amazing praise. I went and saw it the next weekend anyway, with obviously lower expectations, and left feeling blown away by it. Confusingly, I asked him on the next Monday why he didn't seem to like, as I enjoyed it immensely. And he straight-faced, without missing a beat, said, "I mean, who cares? They're just alien cockroaches. They're not human." Quote. Never could look at him quite the same after that. The Outlaw Josie Wales. For years I thought of it as a revenge shoot 'em up. Then I realized it's a commentary on how horrible and pointless war is. Joker. You are not supposed to see him as an idol. Dances with Wolves. There's a couple big misconceptions because I think most people haven't even seen it and are angry. It beat Goodfellas for the Oscar. A lot of people dismiss it as just another white savior movie that exploits Native Americans. It's very far from that. It's actually the opposite. They save him and help him find his humanity. Costner was incredibly respectful to all tribes featured in the film. A very compassionate depiction that even in the early 90s was rare to see in a movie. On a technical level, it's all an incredible accomplishment from a first-time director, and the fact that it won Best Picture and Director was crazy. It was the first Western in almost 60 years to win Best Picture. Falling Down being a super relatable story about a man cracking under societal pressure. Instead, a sly critique about how abusers make themselves out to be victims while destroying everything around them. They don't seem to register the reveal of the restraining order at all. American Psycho. Not a movie, but Breaking Bad. Walter White is not some badass who breaks free from his controlling wife to live his best life. He is an abusive piece of human garbage who ruined the lives of everyone around him, and he did it with a smile on his face.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. MikeyTheCarGuy is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.